IGT, baby.
What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So I just finished watching WWE Crown Jewel, and man, we gonna have to discuss what happened on this show. Let me just tell you something right now. This was way better than WrestlePalooza, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, I feel like this was something that was worth talking about. I feel like the crowd itself. Let me give my respect to y'all. What a way to engage with this, man. And you know, I'm definitely excited for what's to come now, seeing how everything turns out. But you know, we're gonna definitely discuss it. I ain't gonna waste any time now. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So we had the Australian street fights to kick it off, with Bronson Reed taking on Roman Reigns. And you know, as it's happening, it's, you know, the pace started slow. You know, it was a slow, methodical type thing. And you see Roman Reigns in full control, beating up Bronson Reed. And crowd is engaged with him, acknowledging him and stuff like that. And, you know, when Bronson Reed started getting on the attack mode, you know, crowd started booing. They saying, fuck you, Bronson. Granted, he's pretty much home. And they don't care. Because they was pro-Roman, you know, over Bronson Reed. So, you know, as it goes on right now, and you know, you start to see a whole lot of weapons being involved now. You saw a cricket, the cricket bat come into play, where Roman pretty much beating up with it, kendo sticks and stuff like that. So it was just a whole lot of carnage, you know, leading up to the climax of the match. So as it's happening, Roman Reigns started getting in the groove of things and all that stuff, and he's about to put down Bronson Reed. But you know, right when he's about to do the spear, you see Bronson gets out of the ring and he goes to the side of the barricade where, you know, that's where a lot of people take a spear from. So Roman look at that as his opportunity to say, you know what, I bet I'm gonna take advantage of him right here. So he charges up, he starts speeding right around the ring, and getting ready to hit the spear on Bronson Reed. But out of nowhere, you see Braun Breaker jumps from out of the crowd and spears the shit out of Roman Reigns. And then now that changed the whole trajectory of this match, because now you see them picking up Roman Reigns, and they put him through the announce table doing a shield powerbomb. And at that moment right there, you knew it was a matter of time to where Jay was coming out there, or it was Jay and Jimmy, one or the other, where they was going to come out there. And right when, you know, they're about to pretty much pack them up, because they let everybody do a tsunami, in comes the Usos. So Jimmy and Jay slowly walking down there, and goes on the attack, super kicks Braun Breaker, gets him out the equation, goes into the ring, handle things with Bronson Reed and stuff like that. And they end up hitting the 1D, and they're about to go up and do the Uso splash. But right when they're about to do so, you see Braun Breaker get back in the ring and say, try to handle business with him. So as that's about to happen and they about to execute it, this is where the Browns kind of take advantage of him and was able to, you know, come back. And then they kind of turns the tides with everything. Jimmy gets up and he's out of the equation. Then they put their attention on Jay, and Jay pretty much getting packed up. But when Roman took the opportunity to capitalize, when it was like he's about to catch a tsunami, well, actually before that, Braun Breaker actually spears Jimmy through the barricades in the same spot that Roman was about to catch Bronson Reed at. Jimmy ended up taking that spot right there. So he's pretty much out of the equation at this point. And then, you know, you see Roman kind of put his attention on Bronson Reed, because he about to do a tsunami on the Jay. So as it's happening and all that, he hits it with a Superman punch. And, you know, right when he's about to pretty much gain momentum and try to put Bronson Reed away, you see the spot where Bronson Reed he have Roman Reigns, and Jay is like he's going in for a spear, and Bronson Reed moves out the way, and Jay spears Roman onto the table that was planted on the turnbuckle. And Roman Reigns go through it, and now you hear the "you fucked up" chants from Jay. So now he's looking kind of shocked, puzzled, and like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Turns around, takes a crazy ass spear from Braun Breaker. So now with him out the picture, now they got him up out of there. This is when they put their attention on Roman, drags him over there, and you see Bronson Reed goes up and hits a tsunami onto Roman Reigns and pins him for the 1, for the 2, for the 3, and Bronson Reed finally beats Roman Reigns and whatnot. So I want to talk about what happened after the match. So right when Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker them, they out of there and they walk towards the ramp, you see both the Usos and Roman in the middle of the ring. And Roman has this stunned look of like, yo, like he just pissed, like what the fuck just happened? So he turns his attention to the Usos, and he's basically saying like, you know, I love y'all, I love both of y'all, and all that. And he was saying, I told y'all, I didn't want y'all to come out here because I didn't want people thinking that I couldn't get shit done. He says, no, like, you know, the times I come out here to try to help me and all that, I appreciate that, but this ain't the old times anymore. Like, this is me trying to stand on business and let people know I'm the tribal chief for a reason, and I don't need any assistance. So already, he's already pissed that they even came out there and let it be known, like, you know, I guess, like you said again, I love y'all, but I don't want to see y'all until Christmas. Not even Thanksgiving. Christmas. So now it's like, we know he may not have no parts in this whole Survivor Series War Game shit. Like, I think it's now being confirmed now. And he left out of there. And after he left out of there, he's just walking, he's kind of talking to himself, and he pretty much just disconnected himself from the Usos. And now he's pissed, and he's like, yo, like, I can't take this shit anymore now. Like, I'm done with it. So now Jay looks at Jimmy like, you know, you see this shit he doing now? Like, he's pissed. He's walking out and all, like, he's doing his own thing. Maybe I should do my own thing. And Jimmy's kind of like telling Jay, like, yo, do not fall for shenanigans. He's going to pretty much disappear again. We ain't going to see him for another 2 months or so right now. But Jay don't give a fuck. He's saying that he's going to walk out and do his own thing. It's best that I do the same too. And he ends up walking out on Jimmy, leaving him in the middle of the ring. And now this is where things really start turning up now. Because Jay knew he fucked up on it now. It's all about if he's going to take accountability for it. But this is where Jay might actually trying to channel his inner Roman and try to be the tribal chief as well. And whether or not, if that also be a situation where, you know, it can lead up to him taking on Roman Reigns and stuff like that in the future, we could have something like that. But I know come Monday Night Raw, this is going to get brought up, and it's only going to get more crazier than what happened in that matchup. But that was a good way to kick it off right there. And I definitely want to see what's going to happen. We could all agree right now we're not going to see Roman probably until December, if I'm being honest. Because I don't envision a circumstance him being part of the Survivor Series. If it do, it'd be shocking. But seeing how everything turned out in that middle of the ring, it's clear for that. So I think this is the last time we see Roman in quite some time. So back on the yacht he goes. You know, so there's that. But next we had the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. Stephanie Valkyrie, your Women's World Champion, taking on Tiffany Stratton, your WWE Women's Champion. And the match itself was very solid too. You know, I thought they had some very good spots too. It was pretty much counting out the counters and all that. Every time that Tiffany Stratton tried to hit a prettiest moonsault, it also got counted by Stephanie Valkyrie. You know, we were able to see the devil kiss on there, so I think that was pretty damn cool. And towards the tail end of it, you see Tiffany Stratton hits a rolling senton onto Stephanie Valkyrie. She goes up and looking to hit the prettiest moonsault, only to miss it completely. And you see Stephanie Valkyrie goes up onto the top rope and hits this corkscrew dive onto Tiffany Stratton and pins her for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And she comes out your new Women's crown jewel champion, the second one now. And in my opinion, Stephanie needed to win that match. You know, she's pretty much white hot coming in from winning the women's world championship at WrestlePalooza and all, and you didn't want to kill her momentum with her losing that match against Tiffany Stratton. Now Tiffany could take a loss, and it is what it is. Like, I think she's been undefeated since 2025. Like, never took a pin on anything like that, if I'm not mistaken. And it so happens that it ended up like taking place now against Stephanie Valkyrie. But this loss won't affect Tiffany Stratton. You know, I said that in the live stream as well, that she could take a loss and still move forward and whatnot, and it won't affect her in the slightest. But it's a very good call. Stephanie, she is riding high right now, from being NXT Women's Champion to getting called up to the main roster to becoming Women's World Champion, and now the second WWE Women's Crown Jewel Champion as well. So she having the best year right now. So salute to her. You know, I hope everything goes well, and I hope they continue to book her at a high level the way she is, and we'll see how things turns out. But that was good. Now, on to the next match, which in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, this had to be match of the year. One thing's for sure, two things for certain, that this was the match of the night. A 10 out of fucking 10. And that is John Cena versus AJ Styles. Let me remind y'all, this match was not supposed to happen. But it took John Cena to voice his opinion on Twitter and let it be known that he wants to have this match. Want to have a match with AJ Styles. AJ, he also agreed with it too and was saying, like, let's set it up. Let's make it happen. And to think that this match was not going to happen and with no type of build-up whatsoever, coming into here and they fucking delivered. That goes to show you the fucking connection between both AJ and John Cena. Two legendary superstars right there, putting on a classic performance and all that. Like, I'm going to talk about the match. I didn't take no notes for it because I was just going off the top of my head and was just embracing watching these two men go at it. Like, it was just a must-watch situation right there. But I'm going to count off as much stuff that I can, you know, from what happened on here. So just bear with me. If I miss anything, let me know in the comments down below. But as this match starts, you see AJ Styles come out there, and he has the classic TNA ring gear on, which was so fucking good to see. He going out there, the crowd's cheering for him and all. John Cena comes out there, and it is a big pop. Like, it will be bone chilling. Like, if you watch that entrance of John Cena and they singing his song, like, it was just, it give you goosebumps. Like, wow. Like, he was even, like, just speechless at that point. So he gets in there, and Alicia Taylor, she does the announcements. You know, so she do John Cena's announcement that he always does, you know, after. But then he hands her a note. And the note is pretty much from him telling Alicia Taylor to introduce AJ Styles and give him his flowers. You know, he mentioned him being part of TNA, being like that center face of him, being a part of the Bullet Club, like stuff that we never thought would get mentioned at all. It kind of shocked the hell out of AJ, and he was like, yo, like, he didn't even realize this. You know what I'm saying? He the face that runs the place and all. So he just getting his flowers. And that was very dope for Cena to do, you know, for AJ and all that, because he rightfully deserves it. He's one of the best superstars, you know, on the planet, without a shadow of a doubt. So once it was done and all that, and the match really begins, this is when shit started to go on. So it was pretty much counter the counters and all that, and you know, it was them knowing each other, but you waiting for when the right time when they're gonna really like really start picking it up. So AJ Styles, you know, he started gaining momentum in the beginning of the match. You know, 4 times he would hit Cena when he was in the corner with a flying forearm. Then would do a snap near, run the ropes, and does this forearm on the Cena, and he did it about four times before Cena was able to capitalize with an AA. So after that, this is where things really started to like pick up for the better. We get a skull crusher finale from John Cena, paying homage to the Miz, and the Miz, he's been complaining about why he never got a chance to face John Cena, on his retirement run, and that became an ongoing thing. And if I'm being honest real quick, I'm like, it don't bring no attraction that much with the Miz and John Cena. Yeah, they had their moments here, they had some feuds and all that stuff, but it's like it doesn't feel appealing to a lot of people in their eyes. So I think that's why they never really pushed the chips forward to make that happen. But that's neither here or there. So we see a skull crushing finale from John Cena, and of course AJ kicks out of it. And from AJ, I want to pin out some of the finishes he did. He did the Scorpion Death Drop, paying homage to Sting. They time in TNA. You seen the Coquina Clutch, that he locked in for like Samoa Joe. And managed to hit the attitude adjustment on the Cena as well. So those were the names I could probably pick up, that's AJ ended up doing the moves from. But for John Cena, him hitting a Skull Crusher finale, then a Walls of Jericho, paying homage to Chris Jericho. One of the moves that he hit, that angle nod, it almost made me tear up. When AJ said, "Look, you're going phenomenal form," but John Cena was able to catch him, and he puts him into Sister Abigail. And when I tell you that whole entire arena was an ecstatic, it was an uproar to see that happen and executing that. It brings tears to your eyes, man, because that was just such a very good tribute. And you see the Fireflies, they're coming out, everybody lighting their phones up, and they singing, "He got the whole world in his hands." Like, it was just a heartfelt moment, man. And those type of things right there, like, it can leave you speechless. But he hits that, then goes in further, hits vintage DDT onto AJ Styles, paying homage to Randy Orton, and then he does in the slide thing and all that stuff, and starting to amp the crowd up, getting ready for the RKO. And then when AJ turned around, he executed it. And then now to add more to it, when that ain't winning the match, he goes in the corner and he literally doing Randy Orton where he's like tweaking and shit like that for a punt kick. And as it was about to happen, they got to execute it. That's when Styles got out the way and they would have countered it. And that's where things starts taking a turn and more AJ style, AJ side of things. So we saw some calf crushers. We saw him hitting a Styles clash. He hit a phenomenal forearm, but it wasn't enough to take Cena out. And one thing I love that AJ Styles did too that I didn't bring up, he also was tuning up the band and hitting the sweet chin music onto to John Cena, which is pretty good too, because we all wanted to see like a dream match between Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles. If that was able to happen, if Shawn was still healthy and if AJ would have got into WWE early around the time frame that Shawn Michaels could have still been active in the ring before his retirement, that would have been special. But that's neither here or there. We take what we can get. So as that happened there, and now we're getting towards the climax of the match, you see, he also John Cena, because I know I'm all over the place with this, because I was just so invested into the moment that I ain't taking no notes. But you also see when AJ Styles tried to do the Five Knuckle Shuffle, but right when we did the You Can't See Me, you see John Cena grabs AJ by the throat and channel and the Undertaker lifts him up for the choke slam and all that, which I think that was pretty damn fire. You hear the crowd chanting for Batista bomb, and I thought Batista, I'm thinking like, okay, is he going to pull the Batista bomb on us? Because him putting out all these wrestling moves that he's facing people with their finishers, I was like, yo, it was insane. And Wade Barrett made one of the interesting takes that I would assume everybody else was thinking too, that them doing all these finishes, like, it's pretty much you playing a video game and you just putting everybody's finisher on the one person right there and he just executing them with ease. That's how I kind of felt with this match. So to pretty much close it out, John Cena, when we thinking that he's about to put AJ Styles into the attitude adjustment to end it, man's hits a tombstone power driver onto AJ Styles, executes him, gets him back up, then goes for the attitude adjustments and covers AJ for the 1, for the 2, for the 3. And when that match was done, all I could do was clap. And I was just speechless because that was a classic matchup. Yes, you had everybody's finisher that's not theirs that was being executed, but they was paying homage to the people that paid the way for them, or in this case, that they had a good rivalry with. It was sensational, and I definitely enjoyed it. I meant to bring one more thing too. That's how you know it was real. John Cena even locked in the accolade, paying homage to Rusev. He had a crowd saying Rusev Day and all that stuff. Like, this is how real it was. And my words don't do it justice. I'll advise y'all to please go check this match out right here. John Cena and AJ Styles. This stole the show. Personally, for me, that match stole the show without a shadow of a doubt. It was that freaking good. And afterwards, you just see them embrace each other and all that. And John Cena and AJ, they just giving each other like their flowers and all that too, and say, you know what, this is one for the books. This is going to be talked about for a very long time. And truth be told, it is. Like, this definitely, says a lot, man. But it's so much that happened that, like I said again, my words don't do it justice. Please, when you get a chance, go check this match out. It is worth, your time. Without a doubt, man. This was very, very good. And after that, John Cena walks off and he does the number 4, which we all know he has 4 dates left before he hangs it up. And it's even more like difficult to digest because it's like, yo, it just came so fast. And it's like, wow, like, he's really about to retire really, really soon. Like, it's getting there now. So it's just, if you get an opportunity, y'all, if y'all can see John Cena like he's in your hometown or whatever it is right now, please take advantage of that and go watch him perform, or if he cut promos, whatever it is, just be there and embrace the moment. But nevertheless, this was a fantastic match, a phenomenal match, no pun intended. And I definitely enjoyed it. And then we have the tag team match of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley taking on Asuka and Kairi Sane and trying to capitalize on it. After that 10 out of 10 match they had, it was a very solid match. Very fast paced. I feel like Io took a lot of damage, from both Kairi Sane and Asuka until Rhea Ripley got the tag, and that's when things started turning up. She's home, so she was gonna get that biggest pop. And I definitely love the match for what it was. Very solid, like nothing too crazy. And towards the tail end of it, Kairi Sane, well, it looked like Asuka was about to get big booted from Rhea Ripley. Kairi Sane took the sacrifice to save her. So they end up pulling her in there. She gets hit with a riptide. And then she tells Io to go up there. Io hits the moonsault and covers her for the 1, for the 2, for the 3. And you had Io and Rhea Ripley come out as the winner of the match, which was well needed. I thought we would have had a situation where in this case, Rhea Ripley would have took the pin because she's home and got the win that way. But, for her to give the spotlight to Io Sky, I said that was pretty damn good. So they ended up winning the match, and now it's on to move on to the main event, and that is Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. And may I remind you that Seth Rollins has everything to lose if he doesn't defeat Cody. Being 0-3, going into this knowing so much is at stake right now, you know, his insurance, he's walking with a sense of urgency. Keep in mind, he has the watch that Cody gave to him at WrestleMania 40. Takes it off and all that. And Cody Rhodes comes out. Match starts. And at this point, Seth is, he's getting like in his own way. And he's just not focused so much. It was counters after counters from him and Cody. And you hear the crowd calling him a wanker for pretty much the whole entire match. They just been calling him a wanker. And as it's going on and it proceeds and he gets out to the ring, he turns his attention to Michael Cole and he told Ray Barry, like, this is your fault. Like, this is the reason why they saying all this shit and all that. And look at Michael Cole and tells him, like, you also play a part of this as well. So as he trying to turn his attention on him, like he about to do something, Cody Rhodes ended up coming there and attacking him, and he was saying, like, you know what? I'm like, I know you're good, but time to take away this announce table. So he clips the announce table clean off and looking to put Seth Rollins through it, but end up getting countered and all. So the match has really been counter to counters. You know, Cody's been trying to hit a Cody cutter so much, but that ended up being missed to where Seth Rollins was able to hit pedigrees on him. You know, anytime when Seth was trying to hit a curb stomp, you know, that ended up getting countered too. So it was a lot of back and forth things. And I want to make mention, right when Cody is he's hanging upside down on the turnbuckle, you see Seth Rollins go on the other side of the ropes and channel his inner Shane McMahon. And what I mean by that is that he gets up there and he hits a coast to coast, but not kicking him. He used his forearm to take out Cody. Now, in the midst of that, you could tell that it was some damage by him because he couldn't really move his right wrist or right arm in this case, and you know it was kind of difficult for him on that part right there. So as the whole thing turns out, and he's trying to gain momentum, Cody started to take advantage, you know, by hitting the crossroads and stuff like that, and it wasn't enough. And you know, right when Cody Rhodes felt like, all right, it's time to put him away for good, and Seth is able to take advantage and hits a pedigree onto him, and then immediately goes in, curse stomps on Cody. Then he know it wasn't enough, so in his mind he said, all right, I gotta really put him away. So he gets onto the top rope, and while Cody, like, he's about to come up and all that, Seth comes out of there, hits a curse stomp on the top rope and covers him. No, excuse me. This is what I forgot to mention too. I'm over the place. I'm sorry. As this whole thing happening, Cody had Seth had the watch, and he goes in there, and in the midst of that, before he about to pretty much execute his finishers to pack up Cody, he hits Cody Rhodes with the watch when like he about to get hit with a crossroads, which led to the whole curse stomp thing. And then he gets up onto the top rope to hit the curse stomp off the top rope and cover him for the 1, for the 2, for the 3. And Seth finally gets his win over Cody Rhodes. Now, may I remind y'all, this was without Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed and all. Like, even though Seth had to go, like, use his cheating tactics to pretty much get the win, it's still a pass because he's a heel at the end of the day. So it was justifiable for him to do that right there and to pretty much come away with the win. So with him having it now, and that pretty much takes the monkey off his back of saying, I finally got my win over Cody. You know, he just embracing the moment and all that. He even took the microphone from Kathy Kelly. He was saying that, you know, I ain't trying to hear all y'all bullshit right now. You're saying that, you know, you deserve it or stuff like that. It's like, you know, I ain't hearing that. Like, I got the job done and I did it, and now I feel like I'm going to lead WWE now. I'm gonna lead us into the future, being a visionary and all of that stuff. But overall, I definitely enjoyed the show for what it was. If I had to give it a rating, in my opinion, I would give it a 9 out of 10. You know, I felt like every match, you know, it felt good. And it was some enjoyable moments, you know, on there. So, you know, there's that. But comment down below. Let me know what you think about WWE Crown Jewel. What would you rate it? What was your favorite match of the show? Favorite moments? Whatever the case is, you leave it down in the comments down below. But I appreciate y'all love and support. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything that you do at life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.
Game over, yeah.